After a rainy start to the morning, it's turned out to be another beautiful day for a ball game here at Wrigley Field. It's the home of the Cubs. They're streaking. The Braves are too, but in the wrong direction. Atlanta tries to win its first game on the road trip and salvage 1 of 4 before another big crowd here at Wrigley Field on Chicago's north side. Hi again, friends. Joe and Chip. Welcome back to the broadcast booth. It's not been a fun road trip for the Braves. Frankly, the Braves are right where many thought they would be at this point in the season. 70 losses, the bad news. But, Joe, this is a young, inexperienced team, and at times it's shown.
You know, I remember Barry Switzer, head football coach at the University of Oklahoma, saying one time that when teams come to Norman, sometimes they give you a good fight the first quarter, and then all of a sudden talent takes over and things go the other way. And in some ways, that's kind of what happened to the Braves this year so far, in that they played really well the first half of the season. In fact, they were at 500 the 1st of July. And then all of a sudden, as the season wore on and you get a little tired, some of that youth really became evident. So I think a lot of what we're seeing is just the fact that this is still a very young team. It's very inexperienced. And at this time of year, fatigue sets in. The dog days of baseball, the season of baseball, set in August and September. So it's up to each individual to make sure they get their rest, be ready to play, and hopefully that's the case today. You don't worry about the veterans. They've been through the wars. They know how to do it. Maven, Markakis, whomever, they know how to get themselves ready this time of year. It's the young guys that are scuffling.
And quickly, the Braves have put most of their chips in the pitching basket. Let's evaluate quickly the pitching staff at this point with 38, 39 games left.
Still young. I ask Roger McDowell all the time. I said, do you feel like they're making progress? And he says yes. Ask him about Fultonevich the other day. He said, we're making progress. He's throwing a new pitch that he's learned, the split. So they're working on things. They're trying to get better, and they're not going to get better unless you run them out there and let them pitch. So that's what they're doing. Some of the guys are getting beat up a little bit, but hopefully they're learning in the process.
And hopefully they can win today in Chicago and then get back to Atlanta, where 25 of the final 38 games will be played at Turner Field, where the Braves have been awfully good. Nick Swisher had himself a big day yesterday. Jim will talk about that as we return to Wrigley Field for the series wrap-up right after this.
By Academy Sports and Outdoors. Right stuff, low price, every day. We're getting ready for some Sunday afternoon baseball here at Wrigley Field as the Braves and the Cubs face off for the final time this season. Hey everybody, I'm Jen Hildreth, and while the Cubs have gotten the best of the Braves so far, wins in the first 3 games of this series, there have still been some great moments for the Braves, most notably when they put up 7 runs yesterday. 4 of those coming off the bat of Nick Swisher, who hit 2 two-run home runs, 1 from each side of the plate. That marked the 14th time in his career that he's done that, hit a home run from both sides of the plate in the same game, tying him with his good friend Mark Teixeira for the most in Major League history.
It's kind of crazy when all that happens, and I know it's a lot different, back then than it is now. As switch hitters, we have a lot more opportunities to do something like that. But either way, Mark Teixeira is a great friend of mine, and for him to take the lead earlier this year, I knew I had to try and come back and do something. So I think just for that to happen, it's just, you got to have a lot of luck on your side, and you got to be doing a lot of things right. So I think for myself, just to be able to go out there and at least jolt this offense a little bit and give us a little momentum moving forward. Those days were always great. You obviously want to roll out of here with a win. That would make everything that much better. But to have an individual day like that, those are always fun.
Also, I was going to say, from a personal validation standpoint, to come back from the knee injuries and the surgeries and to get back out in the field, that's got to do so much for your confidence.
Yeah, I know it may kind of sound a little cheesy, but I can honestly say I'm proud of myself for battling back off of everything, for something that, guys were saying this is going to take a lot longer, and, it might not be the same guy that you were back in the day. A lot of people say a lot of negative things, especially when you have surgery. So I think for myself to be able to fight back, battle back, I had so many great people help me along the way. The Cleveland trainers were tremendous in helping me get back. My boy Johnny Guido down in New Orleans was amazing, helping me get myself back. But I think just in general, it's such a tough time. And for myself, I've never been injured before. And to be able to have the game just swept right from under your feet, that was definitely something hard. I'm glad that I'm healthy again and feeling back. My wife says my personality's so much better now. So I think either way, it's just been a lot of fun coming here, and these guys have been so great to me. The city's been great to me, organization, teammates, coaches, everybody's been so amazing. So when you get that love, you want to go out there and you want to give back. You want to do as best you can because they're going to have your back all the way through.
And make no mistake, it has been a difficult journey for Nick Swisher. It was almost a year ago exactly, August 20th, 2014, when he had arthroscopic surgery on both of his knees. Been on and off the DL with Cleveland before he got traded to the Braves. So for him to get back out there, feel good, knock out some home runs, it does go a long way. Swisher back out in left field today. We'll have more from Wrigley, both from here in our Atlanta studio, as we continue. the Cubs wrap up this 4-game series. Matt Whistler taking the mound for the Braves today. A young guy who, as Jerome just talked about, is looking to get back to some of what he was doing earlier in the season, but I had a chance to talk to Matt, and he does feel like there is some progress there. He's 0-2 in the month of August, but he felt he had some good things to build off of from his last start Tuesday in San Diego.
First 2 innings, I was kind of, still throwing the ball a little bit, overthrowing the ball. Started getting the ball back down the zone the last couple innings. I think I would have gone back out in the 6th had I not been hit. But, I felt good coming out. My bullpens and stuff. We started working this week on getting the ball back down in the zone, feeling good. So hopefully, take that out in the game.
With the way the wind can blow in this ballpark, and from what we've seen in the previous games, yes, Braves pitchers want to keep the ball down, something that Matt did do a better job of the last time. Did not give up a home run against the Padres. He had given up at least one in his previous 3 starts, but said he wants to go out aggressively, attack these young hitters, and make good pitches early in the count. So we'll see if he can do that. Matt has pitched here before, but that was in high school. He knows it's going to be a lot different today when he makes his Major League debut in Wrigley Field debut, that is. First pitch lineups coming up after this.
Was presented by Hyundai.
Braves baseball about to come your way from Wrigley Field, and a little earlier today, you know what? You need to find a way to have a little fun when you're struggling. And the Braves rookies, I don't know if they thought it was so much fun, but the rookies were sent in full uniform across Addison Street to go get some coffee, bring it back to the other guys. And you see Jace Peterson in there, Yuri Perez. Technically, they're not even rookies, but you know what? When Johnny Gomes has a megaphone and he says go, you go. So that's how the Braves started the day here at Wrigley Field today. Chip, Joe?
And I'll take a mocha frappuccino with an extra shot. A quick turnaround after last night's Game 3 here in Chicago. That's a good sign, I think. Something that other teams have done around the major leagues, Joe. And a sign that this club is still trying to fight through, as you said a moment ago, the dog days of August.
Yeah, but I thought you were a frappe guy with extra froth. But be that as it may, yes. Anything to kind of lighten the mood right now, get these guys in the right frame of mind to try to salvage one on this road trip, I'm all for it.
You got it. Well, the best way to change that is a win. Let's see if Nick Markakis can lead things off successfully on the Braves Academy Sports batting order. Nick Swisher, you hit 2 home runs, you hit cleanup for the Braves. That's exactly what Nick did yesterday. Ryan Lavarnway gets the start for Matt Whistler. And Mr. Hamill for the Cubs, man that's been struggling quite a bit for Chicago of late.
Yeah, he'll be 33 early next month, 6'6", 225 out of Port Orchard, Washington. He's in his 8th year in the big leagues. But take a look at this. His last 10 starts in this ballpark, fewer than 2 runs of support 8 times out of those 10. So he's a guy kind of like Shelby Miller, at least in this ballpark, where even though his ERA's been good, he hadn't picked up a win, and maybe that will be the case again today.
Beautiful breezy day in Chicago. The outfielders figure to be busy. Schwarber, Fowler, and Soler. Left to right. Bryant, Russell, Coughlin, Rizzo around the horn. Montero back in harness again. The Cubs wrap up this series with the Braves, have a makeup date with the Indians tomorrow, and then they head out on a big West Coast trip that will start with the Giants and the Dodgers. That will wrap up 18 consecutive days for the Cubs in the city of Chicago, including a couple of off days and a 3-game set with the White Sox.
I've never heard of such. 18 straight days at home, even with interleague play. That's crazy.
Something the Giants aren't too happy about, but hang with them. Cubs have taken advantage of it. They've opened up a 5-game lead over the Giants for the second wild card spot.
Our area in front of home plate, dark and wet again today. It wasn't yesterday, so maybe they're counting on Jason Hamill to throw some ground balls today. We'll see.
He better. The wind is blowing mightily. West at 14 miles an hour. That means straight out. And the first pitch fouled away by Markakis, and we're underway. Officially 76 degrees at first pitch. We've had perfect weather in Chicago. That's been about the only treat during this 4-game visit to Wrigley Field. Markakis 4 for 15, 2 RBIs in the series. And there's another strike. It's 1-2.
Hamill's fastball 91 to 94, slider and a curve.
In the air toward left. Schwarber is going to have room, and he'll make the play, and that's how the game starts. Nick hit it hard, but he's retired. 1 man down for Maben. And for you young fans, don't be confused. This is not Cole Hamels, but Jason Hamill. Hamels is with the Texas Rangers. Hamill is back with the Cubs. He began the year in Chicago last year and was traded to Oakland. Came back and signed a 2-year deal this past offseason. Cameron, do not hit it to Dexter Fowler. Out of play foul.
Great scouting report. Yeah.
Fowler's robbed him twice on laser beam line drive shots. Cameron 3 for 12 in the series and hitting .277.
Hamill's last start was a short one. Across 3 innings, he gave up 9 hits and 5 runs and 3 homers. And didn't get the loss. His teammates rallied even after he was out of the game and took him off the hook, so he got a no decision. Tigers won that game 10-8.
And he could have had a 4th homer in that game. Remember, it was a fan that reached over the basket and took one away from Miguel Cabrera.
Like yesterday, but that one was ruled a homer.
Joe Madden said in the papers today, love the Cubs fans in the bleachers. When the ball's coming out there, keep your hands in your pockets. I just missed. 2 balls, 2 strikes. There's been a little controversy with the new bleachers out there. Are the stands a little closer to the edge of the basket than they have been in years past?
I've never seen anyone be able to reach the basket.
Maben couldn't with that pitch. It exploded away from him. 2 up, 2 down. And that'll bring up Freddie Freeman.
I've seen a lot more games here than I have, but I've never seen anyone be able to reach out and affect the flight of a ball at the edge of that basket where that yellow rope is.
Seems a lot closer. Basket was put in around 1970 here at Wrigley.
And my understanding was to save fans from falling out of the bleachers and onto the field.
Correct. Pitchers would rather see that than the ball end up in the basket. Pop up.
Yeah.
Which happened a couple of times yesterday. 1 ball, 1 strike for Freddie Freeman, riding a 4-game hitting streak. He's taking the dirt. 2 balls and a strike. Ben May is the home plate umpire today. I remember seeing Ben call balls and strikes.
Yeah, it's our first look at him.
And Freeman got hit on the knee, it looked like. And he'll take first base with 2 outs.
The pitch had a little more bite on it than he expected.
That's the 5th batter Hamill has hit. And the 3rd time Freddie Freeman has been plunked by a pitcher. Bring up Nick Swisher. What a day he had here yesterday. And that's taken down and in. 1 ball and a strikes. I told you yesterday, Nick's dad Steve played with the Cubs, had 9 lifetime homers at Wrigley Field. In 9 games, Swisher's hit 3 out. And he homered from both sides of the plate. The all-time leader with Mark Teixeira doing that 14 times in his career.
That's impressive. I mentioned it to him on the bus that he had tied the record. He goes, yeah, Teixeira got ahead of me earlier in the year. I had to figure out a way to tie him.
We'll have a chance to go mano a mano next weekend in Atlanta when the Yankees come to town. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
Teixeira's missed some time, though, lately. I don't know if it was his foot or his knee. I think he fouled a ball off it. It's knocked him out of the lineup a little bit.
Yankees with a half-game lead over Toronto in the AL East. 2-0 pitch. Corner, 2 balls and a strike. Nick didn't think much of that call. Outside corner, 2-2.
Missed the target, but made a good pitch. He's given up 18 homers. That's the most on their team while with the Cubs. Aaron's given up 28, but most of those were with Miami.
Runner goes. Pitch rolled foul. Freddie will head back to first. Joe Madden has shown he is not afraid to deliver an early hook. If he feels his pitcher's pitch count is rising rapidly, he'll go and get him. He got Arrieta early in the series. He got Herron here as well. And now Hamill about to throw pitch number 20 in the first inning. And it's rifled into center field, a base hit. So a hit batsman and a single sets it up for Adonis Garcia. 2 on, 2 out.
High fastball, boy, tomahawked that one. The homer he hit left-handed yesterday was a fastball up and away that he hit into the bleachers in left field. A little 2-out lightning working here.
Adonis Garcia hitting .237, 4 homers. He's knocked in 8. Roller toward Chris Bryant at third. He'll take his sweet time and will make the play. And that will retire the side. Garcia rolls out. Here come the Cubs in a scoreless first. Padres put a couple of runners on in the first inning, couldn't push across the game's first run. Let's see what Mr. Matt Whistler has in store as he faces Chicago. Got to get him going, Joe.
Yeah, his last 4 starts, a high ERA, but what you see there on the far right is the most troubling part, and that is that the longest he's gone in any of his 4 starts in August has been 5 1/3. So that needs to improve, and that gets us to his 4 keys to pitching success today. It'll help the bullpen, but he needs to go a little deeper in the ball game today. And to do that, he needs to have paid attention what's going on here the first 3 games. He's 22 years old. Hopefully he's been watching, paying attention, seeing how the other pitchers on his staff have worked and what problems they've had and why. And we'll see right away with Dexter Fowler, because he's been tearing it up. 5 for 12 with a walk.
A lot of that trouble has been early in the count. First pitches, second pitches. Whistler's first, not close, ball 1. Fowler scored 3 runs in the first 3 games of the series. He is tearing it up at Wrigley. And he hits this one a mile deep to left field. Long gone. Second pitch homer, Dexter Fowler. That it's going to be a tape measure shot. Dexter Fowler just hit his 14th homer, a leadoff blast. And on the second pitch of the game, the Cubs have hit their 47th homer since the All-Star game.
Career high for Dexter, and he knew it. That thing was launched. That's the 8th home run for the Cubs in 3 games and 1 batter.
So Kyle Schwarber bats. And he takes a strike. Schwarber coming back to life just a bit. He's 0 for his last 10. Coming back to earth, I should say. He's 0 for his last 10 after a blistering start at the plate for Chicago.
Some hitters come to the big leagues and they struggle at first, and then they learn to make adjustments to how they're being pitched. Other guys like Schwarber come up, tear it up at the beginning, and then all of a sudden the pitchers start making adjustments.
2 balls, 2 strikes. It says a lot that they keep playing him and Starlin Castro's on the bench. Schwarber getting some valuable experience in important games. Nelson's popped up toward the press box, now to play. 2-2 your count. Saw him behind the plate in Atlanta when Montero was out with his injury problems. Now that Montero is back, they want Schwarber's bat in the lineup. They want Coghlan to hit too, and that one is hammered into the seats, foul. And right over the tarp. That got somebody in the second row of seats.
Justin Verlander came out a couple of days ago after a fan was hurt, I think in Detroit. I'm not sure exactly where the Tigers were playing, and he was calling for baseball to do something immediately about this type of play and get these screens up to protect fans along the baselines. This one ricocheted off someone so far onto the field that it had to be a scary situation. I don't know how much longer it's going to take or how many more people have to vouch for the need for it before action's taken.
I'm with you 100% on that. With all due respect to Major League Baseball, I understand the studies. What else do you need to study? Players are bigger, stronger. Velocities are faster and faster off the bat, faster and faster out of the arms of the pitchers. The fans want to be closer and closer to the action, and as a result, things like this are happening more and more.
Well, Verlander made a good point. He said, why must we wait until something dire happens? In other words, does somebody have to die for baseball to take action on this? I don't know what the holdup could be.
I'm with you. I don't either.
And it's happening in every ballpark in America, and not just in the major leagues either. But There's got to be some screens put up along the lines to at least give the fans a chance that are sitting right behind those walls.
And there's a very simplistic argument where people say, well, get off your phone. Stop talking to your neighbor. Pay attention when the ball's in play. Those are valid arguments, but that's not realistic. You're not going to get 10, 15,000 people to stop doing that. What you can do is ensure their safety with an A.
I know that's part of it.
Another shot to second. Peterson's got it, takes care of Coughlin, 2 out.
But we've all been to ball games where we've been sitting behind fans who everybody stands up on a foul ball coming toward you and then pull their hands away real fast, and you're sitting there and you haven't seen the flight of the ball and you're the one that gets nailed.
Nets have taken hold in NHL hockey rinks. It's got to happen. And unfortunately, the Braves have been in at least 2 of these situations on the road. Remember the one in Milwaukee, now one here in Chicago. This one off the bat of a Cubs hitter, not a Braves batter. So medical crew still attending to that fan down beyond the Braves dugout and camera well as Anthony Rizzo bats with 2 outs.
That Detroit situation was in Detroit.
1 ball, 1 strike. Rizzo's had a whale of a series. 6 RBIs, a couple of homers, 3 hits. He's now hit 25 homers and has knocked in 76 men. And flirting with a 300 batting average.
I've heard fans say, well, hey, you know, I just paid for an expensive seat. I don't want to look through a screen the whole game. Well, you know what? Forever, the best seats in the house were always considered right behind home plate. Fans sit right behind the screen all the time, and it's not something you even see anymore. You don't pay attention to it. You don't. It's not even there.
I've got a 6-year-old little boy, and we come to these games all the time. I won't let him sit anywhere but behind the screen.
No.
3 balls, 2 strikes. Bouncing ball foul. Look how hard that ball was hit. And that was a good 40 feet away from the stands on the first base side.
Well, you can't hit one any harder than Schwarber hit that one.
I mean, it's coming off the bat 115 miles an hour. These are trained athletes who sometimes can't make that play. Not fans with a hot dog or a adult beverage or their phone or a conversation going on. A walk to Rizzo. And here's Chris Bryant. Cubs are playing great. There's no escaping it. They've won 12 of their last 15 games. They're 15-4 in August. They are rolling and gaining ground on the Pirates and the Cardinals in the Central. Joe Maddon's lineup the same. Why change it? Legion week, he's called it. No batting practice for the Cubs. It's pretty much show and go time, and it's worked out for them. Fly ball hit a mile toward right. Markakis will admire that one. What was the count, Joe?
First pitch.
Fowler homered on the second pitch of the game. Bryant hits an opposite field homer with 2 outs, so the Cubs have struck for 3 on 2 mammoth homers.
Sinker down and in, and he went the other way. That's something we haven't seen from Bryant. When you put the first pitch in play with the Cubs in this series, they're 9 for 14 with 5 homers.
So Whistler surrendered 10 runs, 4 homers in the first inning this year. And he's down 3-zip with 2 outs. And the catcher, Miguel Montero, the batter, 0-1.
Folks, they've hit 48 homers since the All-Star break. That's first in the National League. They've hit 25 homers in their last 10 games. They've hit 33 homers in August. That's first in the National League. And their last 13 games here at home, their last 13 at Wrigley, they've hit 26 home runs. I think these guys like hitting here.
They've got this game, they've got tomorrow, and then they go west for a critical road trip. Got to face the Giants and the Dodgers. 3 balls and a strike to Montero. Cubs have won 11 of those 13 games. There are some who say this young Cub team is maybe a year ahead of schedule. Don't tell that to Joe Madden. Don't tell that to these kids. Downstairs, ball 4. 2 homers, 2 walks for Whistler in the first inning.
That fan, by the way, being transported out of the stadium by cart. The 2 losses they had just before the Braves came into town at Wrigley Field were to Detroit. And in those games, I got beat 10-8 and 15-8. So the other team was doing some clubbing of their own, but they still scored 8 runs in each of those games and lost them both. So their offense is really on fire.
As you know, I was here a long time. I watched Sammy Sosa play here every day. This is the best Cub offensive team I've seen since then. Yeah.
Wow.
Balanced, power, speed, youth, patience, pitchability.
I mean, left and right.
Yeah.
They've got it working. And these guys, as you said, maybe a year early, they've all stepped up and been as good as they were broadcast to be.
And as a young player, you don't know if you're ahead of schedule or not, do you? You're just playing and gaining confidence. So the Cubs lead by 3. Here's Jorge Soler. He's the right fielder. A big cut, didn't get it. Strike 1. Soler's got 4 hits in the series. Has hit 7 home runs this year. Tale of 2 seasons for Matt Whistler. Brilliant early, has scuffled since.
Yeah, you think about that first start. I think it was against Colorado. He went 8 innings. It wasn't against Colorado. Beg your pardon, Phillies. 4-0, 330. August not nearly the same.
Bounce toward third. That's off the chest of Garcia. High throw, bad throw. It's in the seats. And the Cubs will have runners at second and third with 2 out. Soler hit a rocket. Garcia checks the webbing. Might want to check the chest.
Might be 2 errors. On him. They're only going to charge 1 error. That's fortunate.
So here's a spot with a pitcher hitting 8th. Kind of hurts the Cubs. We've got Hamill with runners at second and third and 2 out rather than Addison Russell, who's had a huge series and waits on deck. Hamill, though, can handle the bat. He rolls to third. Adonis has this one. And the throw perfect, and that's the inning. First pitch, second pitch problems for Matt Whistler, and the Cubs made him pay with 2 long homers. 3-0 after 1.
Schwarber's ball that was hit into the stands. You guys talked about it. I was just a few feet away from where that fan was, and there was no, I mean, that made direct contact from a hit to her head. And you guys talked about the safety and the danger. I mean, I'm feeling it right here. It's kind of a scary place to be down here. There's no protection in front of us either. And I was talking with Steve Avery about it when he was here on Thursday, and kind of joking and saying, you know, I like to think that I've got good reflexes. I was an athlete. I could get out of the way. But the reality is you cannot do it, even when it's coming that fast. And even, guys, if it's a ball that's thrown this way, because, yes, here's my bag of ice for my shin that was just hit by the ball thrown by Adonis Garcia. Part of the game, I guess, for now.
She's got a big lump on her shin.
Yeah.
Thanks, Jen. Hang in there down there. It's Jace Peterson leads off inning number 2. Three 0 Chicago. Peterson, Siriaco, and Lavarnway coming up. And Hamilton's downstairs. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Bless your heart. Yeah,
slow.
And Jen was an all-world athlete at Emory. Soccer, basketball. She knows how to get out of the way. Sometimes there's nowhere to go.
Sharply hit. Rizzo's going to scoop that up. And there's out number 1 in the Braves' second. Broke toward the bag on the play of the first base bag. Montero will head to the mound, give him a chance to catch his breath for a moment. There's the first out of the inning for Pedro Siriaco. Siriaco in for Andrelton Simmons today. Thought it was just a routine day off for the Braves shortstop. Mark Bowman reported that Simmons jammed his knee sliding back into third base in the 6th inning last night, or yesterday I should say. Felt a little discomfort today. And obviously the Braves don't want to risk any issues with him, so they'll hope that condition calms down today and he'll be ready to go tomorrow night. And a strike for Siriaco. Throwing hard today. That was at 93 miles an hour. It's 0-2.
Not much luck against the Braves in his career. 8 starts, 1-4 with a high ERA.
No chance for Siriaco with that pitch. 2 outs, 2 strikeouts for Hamill.
But he's been prone to the home run ball to the Braves too. 41 innings pitched coming in, 7 homers allowed.
And here's Ryan Lavarnway. Lavarnway's enjoyed his visit to Wrigley Field. This is his first game action. But a treat for him. Of course, he played for the Red Sox at Fenway Park. Now he gets a look at Wrigley Field with the Braves. And he jumps on a pitch and hammers that foul to the left. Ball's at a strike. Just like that, it's 0-2. Strike 1 from Hamill on 7 of the first 8 batters he's faced today. Had some 2-out trouble in the first, but got out of the jam.
But no damage on his first pitches.
Lavarnway shoots one into center field. Conklin had him played too low. And the Piston has the second Braves hit. And that'll bring up Matt Whistler here in the 2nd inning.
talked about a week ago about Ryan really working on trying to drive the ball to right center field, and he hasn't had that many opportunities to really demonstrate it or see if it's working for him, but that's a good example of it. Just had 3 at-bats on the road trip prior to that single.
High hopper hit toward Coughlin at second. He'll have plenty of time. He'll make the throw to first. And that will retire the side. No runs to hit. A man left. Russell will lead things off for the Cubs. Time for the bottom of the second inning. We did some digging, if you will, to find out how the Cubs manicure the area in front of home plate.
And they drenched this area with this water can today. Yesterday, you might remember if you were with us, it was the same color as that dirt on the other side of the foul line, and it was hard as a rock. Ball was really bouncing through the infield, but they had a fly ball pitcher in Dan Herron pitching. Today, Hamill's more of a ground ball guy. So they just look at that area right in front of home plate, how wet it is. They spread a little drying agent out there to try to, I don't know, I guess soak up some of it. But it's real soft and deep today like it was 2 days ago.
Well, just look at the footprints.
Yeah, and the divots from where the ball hits.
Yeah, it's like the La Brea tar pits in front of the dish.
That was not like that yesterday.
But that's all part of the home field advantage, right? You can do whatever you want.
Guess so.
So Addison Russell leads off for Chicago. He's had a great series. The youngster has 5 hits, 2 homers, 4 RBIs. He bats 9th on the lineup card for Chicago. And he lost the bat. That goes twirling into the stands.
Okay, but you got hit in the chest with that bat.
Two balls and a strike. And 2-2. Pretty impressive looking young player, Addison Russell.
Yeah, I'm actually a little surprised. If there's one area I've been watching, it's just his foot speed. He's 2 swipes, three caught stealing, and I don't know if that's something that just comes with him, that he's not that fast. I don't know. Maybe he's got real good foot speed. We haven't seen it. No evidence of it. but he can pick it short. And we've already seen him have a good series offensively.
I think you hit it on the head, Joe. It's 233 career games for Russell. He had 43 stolen bases in the minor leagues. His high was 21 a couple of years ago in A-ball. Since then, in the minor leagues, he'd only attempted 10 stolen base attempts.
Yeah, I mean, I look at him and I see Barry Larkin body-wise, but Barry Larkin had all the tools.
Fowler took a strike, 2-1 the count. Dexter homered on the second pitch of the game. His 14th home run this season. And he hits this one hard. Peterson, great diving stop. Rob Fowler for a change. 2 out.
Dexter was due this after the 2 really good catches he made on Maben.
Jays made a marvelous play years ago. That was a much more difficult play at second base. There used to be a lip and a swale from the outfield dirt into right field. It was part of the crown for the football stadium here. Rick Biggio used to say that playing second base at Wrigley was the most difficult position in baseball. You should be tracking a ground ball with your glove. You give ground, and all of a sudden you're in shallow right field, and your glove's 8-10 inches above the ground, and you've done nothing different. The ball would just slip under your mid into right field.
Interesting. I didn't know that.
That's all been changed now. They dug things out and leveled out the playing surface a couple of years ago. And that's high to Schwarber. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Schwarber grounded out to second. Peterson's been busy. That just missed, even count. 2-2, 2 out at 2 o'clock in Chicago. Inning number 2. Wrap up of the series, Braves and Cubs. That's onto the roof to the left. And still an even count. Winds out of the west at 14 today. 76 degrees at first pitch. And a very gray morning. Driven deep left. Swisher will watch that one go. Third home run allowed by Whistler. This one a 2-out opposite field shot, and it's 4-0 Cubs.
Ball is flying out of here. The whole series, we've seen a ton of opposite field homers. 3 today. Fastball running away from him. First hit of the series for Schwarber. I think every home run yesterday was in the basket. Not today.
No. Nope. It's a hitter's paradise. Chris Coughlin. Guys handling the stats made a good point. Joe Madden might never let his team take batting practice again.
Might not let them leave town. They've been here 18 days.
Yeah, the rest of the leagues. Cubs need a road trip. Get them out of here. 1-1 pitch. And Coughlin didn't get it.
See, there were days not so long ago after 3 homers have been hit, and then a guy take a swing at you like that, where the next pitch you had dust on the backside of your uniform. I know Matt's only 22, but at some point you get fed up.
Off the pitcher's glove and a perfect deflection to Peterson. And that will end the inning. Well, one of your 4 keys was what has Matt Whistler learned. He's learned these Cubs can hit homers. They've knocked 3 of them today and lead by 4. It was not a problem yesterday. Atlanta scored 7 runs on 11 hits, but as you see on our Coors Light cold hard facts, times they be a changing offensively for Atlanta.
Yeah, that bottom line is one that's really, I think, come into play, Chip, because we've noticed that when the Braves do get some guys in scoring position, they've had a hard time getting them in. Earlier in the year, it seemed like it was automatic anytime anybody got in scoring position. So it's a struggle, it's a fight, and there's still 39 games left counting today. So you got to just try to do better.
The top of the order greets Jason Hamill, who's been given a 4-0 lead.
Sometimes you start feeling sorry for yourself a little bit and think, you know, none of the breaks are going our way, like yesterday on the call on the home run.
Nice play, Coughlin to his right. Wow. Nick's got a complaint. That was whistle.
Highway robbery. The Cubs know that Coughlin's going to make some mistakes at second base. Hasn't played there in a while, but if he keeps making plays like this, they'll overlook the rest of them.
I was going to say, they know he's going to knock in more than he's going to let in.
Yes.
And he robbed Markakis for out number 1. Here's Maben, who struck out in the first inning. That's off the plate.
But a couple of players told me last night after the game, they said, you know, we're not getting any breaks. We're having to make whatever breaks we get.
Chance second. Coughlin handles a line drive, 2 out.
And they really weren't feeling sorry for themselves, but sometimes you begin to feel that way and begin to believe it, that you know, the world's against you, especially when you've been on a road trip like this.
The baseball gods they talk about. It always evens out. Let's be honest, the Cubs right now are on an unbelievable stretch, and I say this with all due respect. No team over 162 games is going to play as well as the Cubs are playing over these last 3 weeks. They're going to hit a dry spell, cool off a bit. Conversely, the Braves aren't as bad as they're playing right now on this road trip. Two balls, no strikes for Freddie Freeman. Swisher Woods on deck.
Cubs are 18-4 over their last 22 games, and they lead today 4-0.
Back to the mound. Braves couldn't get the ball out of the infield. A 7-pitch inning started by Chris Coughlin's highway robbery, or leathered larceny, if you will. He took away a hit from Nick Markakis. It's 4-0 Cubs here in the third. Whistler will face the Cubs cleanup man, and that has been a problematic spot on the lineup card for Matt at times this year. Oh, another shot back up the middle. That got a piece of Matt. And no play at short for Siriaco. Let's see if he's all right.
Remember, he got hit in the shoulder by a line drive in San Diego, and said that hasn't caused him any trouble in the days following. He got some treatment for it. At the time that it happened, he kept pitching. He said, boy, but adrenaline is a wonderful thing. It got real sore after that. Squares up to field his position, or in this case protect himself. These guys are going up there freewheeling.
Now the first pitch hit. And that play again illustrates what we talked about earlier. You have a trained athlete who's been doing this all his life. He barely got the glove up. Now, granted, it was 55 feet away from the plate. That ball got to him in a millisecond. He had protection and almost wore it. Chris Bryant hit by a pitch.
Hang with him.
He homered earlier. First and second, nobody out.
You have an elbow guard on, you'll be all right.
So 2 on, nobody out for the Cubs. Here's Montero. He walked in the first inning. Cubs sent 8 to the plate in the opening frame. Fowler and Bryant homered. Schwarber hit a 2-out homer in the second. Infield hit and hit batsman. Is it ready for the Cub catcher? Takes the strike. Pitch count again a concern for Matt. He's already up to 55 pitches, doesn't have it out in the inning. He's averaged 91 pitches over 5 innings in his last 4 starts. The old whip stat that you talk about so much. Already a couple of walks in this game. And 4 Cub hits.
I don't know if he was trying to hit Bryant, but it was a well-intentioned pitch.
Montero, an opposite field 3-run homer. On the road trip, the Cubs have been out-homered 14-2. Excuse me, the Braves have been out-homered, I beg your pardon, 14-2.
And another opposite field homer. Pitch was up. I think Miguel Montero's enjoying this run. The Cubs are on more than anybody in their dugout. He was on the disabled list and has come back swinging the bat well. That's why Schwarber's in left field now more than any other reason. Montero back in there.
So it's 7-0 Cubs in the 3rd inning. And Roger McDowell is already on the bullpen phone. Adonis handled that hot shot. And there's the out at first, 1 man down. That's astounding.
Well, 11 of them have been here.
And the wind has blown out 3 of the 4 days. Swing and a miss by Jason Hamill, the Cubs pitcher. He too has rolled out to third base. Andrew McKirahan has begun to throw. He's in the Braves bullpen. And Hamill's down on strikes. 2 outs for Addison Russell, who is the first strikeout for Matt Whistler today. 3 in the first, 1 in the second, 3 so far in the third for Chicago.
He'd only given up 8 homers in 62 innings coming into this game. He's working in a frenzy right now.
That's upstairs. 1 ball, 1 strike.
95. Letting it fly, folks. I'm sure it got to him a little before now, but it has really stuck in his craw now. Can't get the ball back fast enough.
Popped up. That's headed for the seats. And another full count for Addison Russell.
Matt's been a fly ball type pitcher. If you were going to characterize him, a fly ball or a ground ball pitcher, he's a fly ball guy, and that has not paired well today with Wrigley Field. It's a hot team.
Gusty winds. Right, a hot team. That's going to fall in. Cubs have been hitting him a mile, and then a fluke for Russell falls in for a hit. And Dexter Fowler's up for a third time. We're in the third inning. Fowler's homered and grounded out. He's hit 6 homers in his last 11 home games. Strike 1. Swing. Dexter Fowler's our Georgia Lottery hitting the jackpot feature.
Great numbers for him his last 11 games. And for the Cubs, what they like the most is that on base percentage and the runs scored over an 11 game period. Because they got the thumpers coming up behind him to take care of the rest. I'm convinced. And the Cubs have moved into the second wild card spot, correct?
That's correct.
Ahead of the Giants.
They've got their sights set on the Pirates. Maybe even the Cardinals, whose lead in the Central is now only 3.5 games. Cubs are 6.5 back. And they've got the Cardinals 6 more times head to head. They've got the Pirates 6 more times.
I know Rizzo said the other day, he said, you know, that's fine about the wild card, but we've got time. We've got games to play where we think we can finish better than that, meaning the division title.
Ball 4 inside. Another long inning for Matt Whistler, and that will be the final pitch he throws today. Whistler did not have a 1-2-3 inning. 7 runs, 4 homers. As you said, Joe, he's a fly ball pitcher. Every ball hit in the air was a hit, either a single or a home run. And a disappointing day for the young Braves right-hander as the Cubs have a whopping 7-0 lead at Wrigley Field.
AT&T UVerse, Delta Airlines, and your local Ford dealer.
Final game of our series against the Cubs. It's not gone the Braves' way today. Matt Whistler's out. Andrew McKirahan is in for Atlanta. He'll try to get Kyle Schwarber and turn things over to the Braves offense.
Fourth game on this road trip and the third game of this 4-game series here. Tough day for young Matt.
One ball, no strikes for Schwarber. A year and a half ago, this guy was in high school. Amazing. That's right. Is he a college kid?
Indiana.
Indiana, that's right. Excuse me.
Fast climb, though.
Because he can do that. He hits the ball right on the butt. Yikes. McKirahan gets Schwarber. Cubs get 3 more runs, and we're off the 4th. Trivia question at beautiful Wrigley Field in Chicago. And Nick Swisher's the subject of the AT&T UVerse question. He has 3 career homers at Wrigley Field over the last 10 years. Who holds the record for most homers by a visiting player at Wrigley Field?
That's a great question.
Last 10 years.
I don't have a clue, but I'm anxious to hear who it is. How long ago did Albert Pujols go to Anaheim?
4 years ago, 5 years ago, something like that.
He might have hit 10 years worth of homers here, though.
Seems like he did. Be a great guess. So Nick Swisher digs in for Atlanta. He picked up the first Braves hit. The Cubs have a shift on for him. And that's outside, ball 1. Nationals are playing at home against Milwaukee today. Washington 5, Brewers 3. That game's in the 5th inning. Arizona trying to get over 500, leads the Reds 2-0 in Cincinnati. That game in the home 7th. Swisher didn't like it. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
That lack of run support for Hamill at Wrigley Field didn't rear its ugly head today.
No.
Unfortunately.
Roller foul. We'll do it again. 2-2.
He's been wearing a shin guard. I hope he had it on under his baseball pants, but maybe not.
Just missed. 3 balls, 2 strikes. And Nick didn't get it. 3rd strikeout for Hamill. He is now set down 5 straight. And here's Adonis Garcia. Garcia rolled out to 3rd. That ended the Braves' first inning. They had 2 on, nobody out. Couldn't push across the first run. So far, that's the only at bat of the day for the Braves with a runner in scoring position. In the air toward right center field. Soler couldn't get it. Great effort. Fowler backed him up, but Adonis Garcia is in at second with a 1-out double. Soler almost made a great catch.
Ball was trying to slice back to him a little bit with the wind though blowing straight out. Just carried it too far for him. Good swing by Garcia.
So the Braves have a second at bat with a man in scoring position. Jace Peterson's first chance today. Bounced out to Rizzo in the Atlanta second. And that's right off his thumbs and into the seats. Steal right one.
In our opening comments, and I think we touched on this a little bit yesterday, Chip, talking about the season thus far. And I was referring to the dog days and fatigue setting in because there are guys like Jace who haven't played this much before. They haven't played this many games. And with 39 to go after today, 38, there's a lot more baseball still to be played. And I think it has shown up for Jace. He's 8 for his last 52 at bats.
Yeah, I mean, think about that. 38 seems just like an odd number. That's roughly a quarter of the season still to go.
Yeah, he's a strong kid. And he's never going to tell you that he's tired ever. But I think it just wears you down when you're not used to it. To the point where you don't even know yourself that maybe your swing's altered, that you're trying to do different things to try to help get your bat through the zone.
1 ball, 2 strikes. You play games with yourself mentally at this time of the year as a young player?
I think you can. I think you start doing the wrong thing. You start trying to figure out ways to cheat, meaning to get your bat through the zone that are not fundamentally sound and get you into bad habits. You know, Anderson is not a big guy in terms of raw strength. He is wiry, strong, and in good condition, but he had a few days off for his thumb. He's getting a day off today. There are times where he's been able to take a break and I think bounce back.
Adonis has a huge lead at second. The 1-2 pitch is rolled foul. Ted Williams talked about that a lot as a player in the dog days of August. He would go to the extreme of actually weighing his bats. And he would pick a bat that might have had an 1/8 or a 1/4 of an ounce or a 1/2 of an ounce difference in weight just to try to help keep himself on time at the plate.
Joe Maddon's doing exactly that for his team right now.
Excellent point.
This American Legion week, they're not taking batting practice on the field. It's late August. He's trying to save some of their energy. They're allowed to go out under the bleachers and take some swings in the batting cage, but there's not a lot of standing around, as you put it earlier in the week, the monotony of routine batting practice. They're not doing any of that, and they'll probably resume next week. Maybe this extra rest is helping them.
And they get a break too, weather-wise. First the 1-2 pitch. Swung and a miss for Peterson. That's 5 strikeouts for Hamill. Think about where they're going. San Francisco. The weather figures to be very comfortable. Figure the same in Dodger Stadium, although it may be warm like here. But then you're into September for all intents and purposes. And then all bets are off, I would think, for the Cubs.
Well, the energy gets ramped up when you're in a position to be in the postseason and you're fighting for a spot. All that adrenaline and energy really ramps everybody up, and it will especially be true for the Cubs young players.
Sirianko with 2 outs. And how serious is Joe Madden about what he calls Legion Week? He actually locked the clubhouse doors. He said you can't get here till 2 hours before the game. And if you have to have treatment, different story, but don't show up. You're not going to take BP. You're not going to wear yourself out before the game. Save it for the field. They have really taken advantage of it. 0-1 the count.
And you might ask yourself, well, why aren't the Cubs young players tired? Well, Chris Bryant didn't get called up till May. He's played in 112 games. Russell 104, because he was platooning some with Castro at shortstop. Soler's played in 89 games.
Right. That's a big difference.
Huge difference.
2 pitch. Swing and a miss. It bounced away from Montero. And he's going to make the peg first, and that is going to retire the side. Sirianko didn't run on a ball in the dirt. He thought he tipped it. The sound he heard might have been Montero's glove or catching equipment. No luck for Atlanta in the 4th. Fourth inning. Cubs have hit 4 homers today, and we have a guest in the booth. The toughest reporter in Major League Baseball.
Oh, I feel silly. That's what I feel. I feel
right?
silly. Yes, I'm fine. You know, it was like I could see Garcia lining up that throw. I could see it coming high. I knew Freddie wasn't going to be able to get it, and I'm watching it. I'm going to give myself a little defense and say maybe I was screened a little bit by the cameraman. There was a photographer in front of me, and all of a sudden contact with the shin. And all the guys in the dugout are looking over like, you okay?
Now,
you need anything?
When you're down there, you have a different perspective on the game than we do, quite obviously, and you're paying attention. But sometimes you're taking notes, you're writing down things that you want to talk about, or listening to our producer, Brian Woodrum, or Gretchen Caney when she's producing the games. When Schwarber hit that ball, you saw it off the bat and go to your right, I guess, right?
Yeah, I saw it off the bat, so paying full attention. That's kind of what I was saying, and you guys talked about it a little down there. Full attention, saw it off the bat, saw it make direct contact with that fan.
I don't know what she was doing, but I can tell you, even if she was me, like I was, and had watched it off the bat, I don't think she could have moved.
Right.
That's what was terrifying about it.
Took how long? Second, maybe?
Yeah, and it's coming in there so fast. I mean, you catch a little foul pop, that's no problem. You know, fans are ready for that, and it's not going to hurt if that hits you, not the way that did.
1 ball, 2 strikes to Chris Coghlan as McKirahan back to work for the Braves here in the 4th inning. It's 7-0 Cubs. Well, that's so many of the new stadiums are modeled after this ballpark for the very reason they call it the friendly confines. Great sightlines, beautiful views. As Coghlan had his bat broken and is out at first on a good play, 1 down. But with that proximity comes what obviously the inherent danger of batted balls and broken bats sailing into the stands, and we've had a couple of both today.
Yeah.
Hey, there's proximity at hockey games too. I mean, the fans are right on top of the ice, and they learned a lesson, a really horrible lesson, and I hope baseball doesn't have to learn that same lesson before they do something.
I totally agree with you. And with the inconvenience of looking through a net, which we do every single day watching these games and don't even notice it, would your child's safety be worth that inconvenience? Can't speak for everybody, just myself. Don't let my family sit anywhere but behind the nets.
There were 2 little boys sitting in the row right in front of that fan that got hit, and they both had gloves, but I'm telling you, I don't know you can even get a glove up in time. Yeah, it's scary.
There's Anthony Rizzo, the Cubs first baseman. He's reached twice, scored twice. So, Jen, have you been at Wrigley Field before? Is this your first visit?
I came for 1 game last year. Just one.
Right.
It was a 1-day-only appearance, and then this has been the first full series here.
Well, you brought us a lot of luck.
Well, yeah, obviously. You can see I helped out a lot in that department. Thanks for pointing that out.
Bouncing ball foul.
It's back over in that same kind of area.
Special left-handed batters here.
It's a great city, though, isn't it? Great fans.
Oh, man, it doesn't get any better than this, I don't think. And the weather's been beautiful, and, you know, love watching a game here. I still do, but I tell you, I watched and I made sure I was paying attention, and I was still wincing a little bit every time ball made contact and just hoping it went somewhere else. And I wasn't even hit by a batted ball.
Fly ball, well hit left. Swisher is back and reaches up shy of the ivy. That ball was sizzled. That one, though, in the teeth of the wind and left, and it stayed in play for Nick. 2 out.
You were part of a horrible triple crown today.
Yeah.
Fan hit by a line drive, fan hit by an overthrow, fan hit by a bat that sailed into the stands too. A lady got hit in the chest.
I know.
Fortunately, she's okay. So 3 good examples today of what we're talking about.
And to give you some perspective, I can see seam marks on my shin. That was from a thrown ball. Okay?
Wow.
Seams, and just imagine that batted ball.
It's the second one of those on the road that we've experienced. Remember the poor lady in Milwaukee when Yuri Perez batted, and she was a good 20-25 rows up beyond the first base dugout at Miller Park.
Well, and you know what I wonder, and clearly Matt Whistler had his issues already in this game, but you're the pitcher and you see something like that happen, you know you need to stay focused on the game, but everybody in this ballpark wasn't paying attention to the game at that moment. They were watching what was going on in the stands, and you kind of wonder, how does that affect the players? I mean, they're humans. They don't want anybody getting hurt out there.
Something that worried me today after it happened.
Bryant to left, and that'll drop in for a hit.
In Milwaukee, when the lady was struck, the game stopped. The umpires would not let the game continue until the emergency people did what they needed to do. The same thing happened in Detroit yesterday or the day before. And today, we've got a rookie umpire behind the plate. I'm not going to hang it on him, but they're tending to the lady down there. People are gathered around her, and the game continues. There's nothing to say it won't happen on the subsequent pitch. And that was what I was worried about, is another ball being hit down there when nobody was watching.
Yeah, I don't know that there's a protocol for Major League Baseball other than common sense, I guess, or the game situation for how the umpires handle that. I'm with you. I don't blame the umpires, but it's just you got to get the game going, but you also have to be cognizant of the fact that everybody's attention isn't where it should be. That's on the pitched or batted ball. 2 balls, no strikes for Montero. The catcher has had a big day today. He's walked and hit a 3-run homer.
And I don't know if you guys could see when it happened, but right after the woman was struck with the ball, A.J. Pierzynski came right out of the dugout. He brought a towel. He went back and got ice. Little did he know, a few batters later, I'd be asking for ice. But, you know, these guys really do care. It affects them. They don't want to see that happen.
No.
Cubs have 7 hits today. 4 of them have left the ballpark. There's a good pitch. Rangers had good luck against lefties. It's the righties that have given him some trouble. And he's a strike away from sending our game to the 5th. Downstairs, full count.
I will say this. I know at Turner Field for a fact how quick and great the paramedic folks are and the emergency personnel are at tending to fans who get struck with a ball or a bat. And likewise today, the Cubs folks, emergency folks, were there in an instant.
Montero walks, a hit and a base on balls with 2 outs. Brings up Jorge Soler.
Yeah, they were fantastic. They came over to check on me too. I said, "Oh, I'm fine. It's okay." And they said, "Well, we're just doing our due diligence and making sure everything is all right." Meanwhile, I mean, literally, it was all I could do. It hit me, and I said, "I will not cry. I will not cry." And the tears were like right here, you know. So, but yeah, they were great. They came right over.
Laser Baker had a real sympathetic moment. He texted me and said for you to rub dirt on it.
Yeah, I saw that. I don't know why that would help, other than just making me seem tough.
A lot of things.
I'll do it.
A lot of things that Dave says don't help. Just keep that in mind.
Hey, I'll tough it out, dirt or not, whatever works.
1 ball, no strikes for Jorge Soler.
You just had your soccer shin guards on.
I know, man. That would have been perfect.
You know what? Now that you mention, I'm kind of surprised that knowing A.J. Pierzynski's sense of humor, he didn't come out with his catcher's gear.
He probably thought about it. I could tell he was giving me this look with like a raised eyebrow, like kind of saying, "Are you okay?" and also saying, "Really?" Did that really just happen?
2 balls, no strikes. 2 on, 2 out for Chicago.
Got me up here with you guys, though. It was kind of fun.
Yeah.
A treat. Thanks for
a treat to have you up here.
Join the booth.
Get you out of the sun.
It's about time to go ice again in a few more minutes.
2-1 pitch. Just inside. 3 balls and a strike. Braves bullpen has had its issues in August. 5.74 ERA. 11 homers in 59 innings now. A single and 2 walks loads the bases. We're getting dangerously close to Dad's famous line.
Bases are loaded. I wish I was too.
Pitcher's up though. It's Jason Hammel. Hammel's 0 for 2 today. He's bounced out and struck out. And that's a batted ball foul out of play. Strike 1. Base hit by the pitcher. 1-run score. Swisher loads up. His throw to the plate is blocked by Lavarnway. Montero was stopped at third, and Hammel has his 3rd RBI.
Sometimes when the pitcher gets a hit, especially with 2 outs, you hear a louder roar from the fans than any other time. Breaking ball in the outside corner, and he just hooked it.
Addison Russell hits. 21 two-out RBIs for the kid shortstop for the Cubs. He had a two-out hit his last time up.
Guys, I've talked to all these young pitchers about learning on the job and taking their lumps, and they're all saying the right things, that they're trying to focus on little things, what's going to be better from one start to the next. But yeah, mentally this has got to be tough.
Struggle. And it's we've been talking about it this whole game, Jen, about this time of year. You know, everybody's beginning to get tired, worn down, thrown a lot of innings. I would not say that's the case with Andrew McCurran because he was suspended for 90 games. But for a lot of guys, a lot of these young pitchers, they're into uncharted territory.
That's fouled away at the plate. Let's harken back and look back at Tom Glavine's early days with the Braves. 1987, 2-4, a 5.54 ERA. 1988, 7-17, a 4.56 ERA. 14-8 in '89, 10-12 in 1990, and then 3 straight 20-win seasons. That's Tom Glavine. Swing and miss.
Smoltz told us it took him 3 years to learn how to throw a slider for a strike,
and that's totally understanding. 8-0 through 4.
Braves baseball is presented by Academy Sports and Outdoors. Right stuff, low price, every day.
5th inning, 8-0. Cubs have the lead. Joe and Chip with you from Wrigley Field. Jen Hildreth icing down her shin.
coming home battered and bruised.
Man, rough road trip. Braves have been outscored on the trip 46-16 so far. They've been out homered 14-2 and have yet to win a game. They're 0-6, trying to avoid a sweep in Chicago, a 4-game sweep. Last time that happened was 1968. Braves have 3 hits. Ryan Lavarnway has 1 of them. After all the heavy bullpen use by the Cubs, Hamill and Joe Madden are happy with a big lead. Fly ball, well hit left center. That one's got a chance to go. That one's going to fly out of here. Ryan Lavarnway has hit a homer. So the Braves get in on the act. And his fun trip to Chicago personally continues. His second home run as a Brave, and it's now 8-1.
he put a good swing on that. Second hit, line shot to right center, and a launch to left center.
So there goes the shutout. And there's an Atlanta start. 8-1 now, 5th inning from Curahan.
I think this is his first big league at bat.
Fallon for a ball. 1 ball, 2 strikes. It is Curahan's first. And he's down on strikes. That's 7 for Hamill today.
Well, he went down swinging.
And now back to the top, and Nick Markakis. Nick is 0 for 2. There's a strike. Gave Hamill 1 more strikeout than he's entitled. My mistake. 6 strikeouts for him. And a 7-run lead. Pitch. Nice. 4-2. In the air towards center. Fowler can't get there. Markakis has a 1-out hit. Second hit of the inning for the Braves.
And you take it any way you can get it.
Yep.
Loop or otherwise, doesn't matter.
Because right now, a fly ball with any velocity on it at all has a chance to fly out of this place.
Absolutely, it does.
Look at the flags. I mean, they are really howling out to it right now. And that's the inherent danger of this ballpark. No lead is ever safe on a day like today. Here's Maben. Cameron's 0 for 2. And that's outside. 1 ball, no strikes. High hopper right into that dirt at the plate. Timing thrown off because Coughlin had trouble getting it out of his glove. But man, did you see that ball die in front of the dish?
That's a base hit yesterday because the ground in front of home plate was so hard yesterday that it would catapult all the way to the back of the bag and then have some top spin. Look at that, just a splash of sand in front of home plate. Double clutch by Coughlin, almost got his shortstop run over.
So that's the second out.
Nick does not take any plays off.
Check the swing. Ball 1. Montero asks for an appeal and is told by the home plate umpire, "Been there, done that, son." He said no swing. 1-1 count. foul back. 1 ball, 1 strike. Remember that 68 series where the Cubs won all 4 games against the Braves. Pitchers who won that day in that series: Ken Holtzman, Joe Niekro, Ferguson Jenkins, and Jack LeMahieu.
One of those games was a doubleheader, right?
Correct. Doubleheader in that 4-game set. Strike 30 has him behind. 1 ball and 2 strikes. August 19th, 20th, and 21st, almost to the day. 47 years ago. Runner goes, and Freeman will foul it back. Ryan Lavarnway solo homer started the 5th inning for the Braves offense.
Cameron was kind of grabbing at the back of his right leg a little bit. Don't like the side of that.
Going again, and the pitch inside. And Cameron in, standing up.
Nobody at third, Cameron. Keep going. He could have had 2 stolen bases on 1 pitch.
And that's what Joe Maddon's saying. Somebody's got to get to third base and cover on that play. No one did. Fortunately for the Cubs, Maiden didn't try to advance. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Stopped by Montero, full count. Pitching Freeman very carefully, as you'd expect.
Well, he got a little help. Montero did on that one. He's been brilliant this whole series at blocking balls in the dirt. But when you've got a golf sand trap in front of you where the ball is just going to splash in front of you, it helps slow it down.
Freeman walks. Thank you much. 2 on, 2 out. And here's Swisher.
First walk for Hamill, as you would suspect, since he was given an early lead. Chris Bossio's their pitching coach.
Chris has done a very nice job here, I think. Their staff. It's his 4th year as the Cubs Major League pitching coach. In several different positions with the Mariners, the Rays, the Reds, and Brewers organizations. Filled the role in Tampa Bay in 2003. So Joe Maddon knows all about Chris Bosio. Had a fine big league career with the Brewers and Mariners. So let's see if Nick can launch one and bring the Braves to within 8-4. 2 on, 2 out. All no strikes. Tried to.
As I said before, you've seen a lot more games in this park than I have, but stranger things have happened than just blowing an 8-0 lead in this ballpark.
Yeah. Yep. But to your point, you got to get on any way you can, and any chance you get to score even 1 run, you've got to do it. That's something Markakis talked about the other day here. Add on runs, got to keep scoring, got to keep scoring. Hamill hasn't allowed but one so far today. The Braves are watching him pitch into a big mess. 3 balls and a strike with a 7-run lead. Line drive right center field. That's going to get down for a hit. Fowler cuts it off. 1 run will score. Freeman on his way to third. Swisher comes through with a 2-out hit. It's an 8-2 game.
What a series he's having. 2 homers yesterday, 2 base hits today, and another RBI. Another pitch out away from him too, where he could get his arms extended, get around that pitch.
So a long one here makes things very interesting. Garcia is 1 for 2.
Not to mention that Hamill can see their Cubs bullpen stirring around, and he hasn't gotten through the 5th inning yet.
Ground ball towards short. Flip to Conklin at the bag, and that will end the inning. Braves get 2 runs on 3 hits. LeVar Way's homer a highlight. It's now 8-2. Billy Williams, the pride of Whistler, Alabama, went to the Hall of Fame because he employed the old hit it high and watch it fly strategy here at Wrigley Field on a windy day, and that is exactly what the Cubs have done. And those are our Toyota key plays to the game.
Yeah, second pitch of the ball game kind of lit the fuse from Dexter Fowler. Opposite field home run, put him on the board, 1-0. Chris Bryant, 2-run homer, opposite field for Schwarber. You're getting the gist here. Opposite field, home run from Montero. They've hit 4 of them today and 11 in the series. That's what's primarily responsible for an 8-2 lead.
So McCarrahan will face the top of the order for the Cubs. Fowler, Schwarber, and Conklin. Play right side. 0-2 the count. Mets play the Rockies a little later on. Mets have won back-to-back games in Denver by 14-9 scores. We'll see the Rockies in Atlanta tomorrow. And now Fowler gets hit with an 0-2 pitch. Bryant and Fowler have been plunked. Last thing McCarrahan wanted to do, ahead in the count 0-2.
Dexter stepped right into that one. Back of the elbow. He does not have an elbow guard on. So he's he's going to feel that for a while.
After Bryant got hit, Montero followed with a 3-run homer. Schwarber's already hit one out today. He's 1 for 3. It was his first hit of the series. Strike. His bullpen will begin to stir. As the Cubs left fielder bats with a man aboard and nobody out. Popped up. Siriaco is out. He says he's got it. And he does. 1 out. You're right. They do not waste any time. They see a pitch early in the count. They try to shillelagh it.
Yeah, they don't wait for you to get into a count that's in your favor. They're going to try to get on one of those first 2 pitches that they think they can drive.
It's interesting, too, because with Theo Epstein and Jed Hoyer and their history with the Boston Red Sox, wait, take, work the count.
Yeah, I think I read that Russell's the only guy among the league leaders for the Cubs in terms of pitches seen per at bat. I think he's at 4 and some change.
So who knows? Maybe their philosophy is first pitch might be the best pitch you get, so you might as well give it a ride. Done that all series long. Ball's at a strike. Fowler at first, 1 out. Bouncing ball right side. Freeman is going to have to apply the tag. Fowler at second, 2 outs on the roller, and Rizzo will be the hitter.
That's a break in and of itself for the Cubs because it gets a runner into scoring position and a chance to drive him in with 2 outs. The Braves were talking last night about how there was a ground ball hit to Garcia yesterday that pushed a runner into scoring position with 2 outs. It wouldn't normally have happened. I think it was the pitcher that hit the ball, and Garcia could only go to third for the out. Next guy, Russell, came up, got a base hit, drove in a run with 2 outs in what was a close game.
Rizzo a take. He's walked, reached on a hit, scored twice, and Swisher took away a hit from him in the 4th inning. Didn't realize this, but the Cubs this year hitting .381 as a team on the first pitch.
That's incredible.
And that's not even the best average in baseball. That's 3rd.
I think it's incredible the fact that it's in this ballpark, or a predominant number of their games are in this ballpark, so they're able to take advantage of the great hitters park.
I wonder if we're seeing again a shift in how teams are built. Cubs built with offense, and how teams work counts. Ball got away from the Braves bullpen. Time is called. Again, watch the AL East games, the Yankees and Red Sox. Work the count, get the pitcher out of the game, get in the bullpen, right? 4-hour games. 2 balls and a strike for Rizzo. They may have 4-hour games, but that's because the Cubs are scoring so many runs. Now Rizzo patiently ahead 3-1. Pitch.
Good off-speed pitch. Andrew threw an inning plus 2 days ago, make it 3 days ago at the beginning of this series. An inning and a third, gave up a hit, recorded a couple of strikeouts, and then on Friday 2/3 of an inning. He did not pitch yesterday, so he's running on fumes right now too. He came in the 3rd inning. To his credit, still plugging away and trying to save the bullpen an extra inning.
Full count pitch. And Rizzo didn't get it. Kirian struck him out. Strands Fowler at second, and we head to the 6th. Game 4 here at Wrigley Field. Fans, Fox Sports South's original programming series Driven continues with the story of Georgia Tech football's undefeated season and a journey to a UPI national championship. It's Driven, Georgia Tech's 1990 championship season, premiering Friday at 11 Eastern on Fox Sports South and presented by your local Toyota dealers.
Now, as I recall, this BCS stuff now helps settle issues like what happened in '90, because didn't Nebraska win the AP title and Georgia Tech the UPI?
A split championship.
Yeah,
in essence,
yeah, that's unfortunate they didn't get to play each other.
I'm all in favor of a 64-team college football playoff. Joe, let them play until
start now.
Start now. Get them out there. I believe
some teams it might be a one-game season and save you a lot of money.
There you go. Swing and miss by Jace Peterson. Hard to believe college football season is just a couple of weeks away. And we've got a quarter of the baseball season left. The Braves have a chance to not only play for pride, obviously, but also really wreck some other clubs' playoff hopes. On the homestand, we've got the Yankees coming in. It's a 3-game weekend set. We'll have the Cardinals, we'll have the Nationals, we'll have the Mets, among others, in Atlanta. .25 of the last 38 games for the Braves will be at home. The Braves have been very, very good. That's into center and right at Dexter Fowler.
Goodness, boy. You scuffle, you fight, you scrap like Jace is doing, then you hit one on the button right at somebody. I was looking at his bio, and I don't want anybody to think I'm picking on Jace. I'm using him as an example about this time of year. The most games he played in the minor leagues in any one season was 2012 at Fort Wayne in the Padres organization. He played 117 games. Today is game number 118 for him.
No balls and a strike for Pedro Siriaco. He's giving Anderson Simmons the day off. Addison Russell's being given the rest of the day off for the Cubs. Starlin Castro's taken over for him at short. Swing and a miss by Pedro. 2 up, 2 down.
Pistons had a good day.
Yes, he has. That's in for a strike. Every time you go to Fenway Park, you can take a wonderful guided tour of that great American League old-fashioned ballpark. Same was true for the Cubs when they came to Chicago. The Braves when they came to Chicago. Sorry, my brain's Cub-centric today. But the Braves got to go take a look at the scoreboard, walked around the new bleacher areas, got to see the new construction site that's being built for the home clubhouse here. And just like the Green Monster, that's still a manually operated scoreboard. Put in place in the 1930s. Bill Veeck, great baseball owner, marketer, showman, and shaman, really. Was the man that got that built here at Wrigley Field. Didn't realize this. As the 1-2 pitch comes. Way back in the 30s, Bill Veeck had the original idea for interleague play.
Did he really?
He did. He suggested it to the American League owners. And some were in favor, but many said we don't need that kind of
riffraff.
Yeah, you're right. Circus type stuff to generate interest in our great game. But in so many ways, Bill Veeck was a man way ahead of his time.
Yeah, it doesn't surprise me.
Full count pitch for Ryan Lavarnway. Concession stands, exploding scoreboards, singing announcers, ivy on walls. Just a few of the contributions for Bill Veeck. As Lavarnway goes down on strikes, 3 up, 3 down in the 6th inning. It's all Cubs in Game 4 today. And the Braves are inviting all superheroes to Turner Field on Sunday, August 30th, when the Braves take on the Yankees. Ticket packs start as low as $25 and include your very own Braves superhero cape and inclusion in the pregame parade. Don't miss out on what will be a great day at the ballpark. Go to Braves.com/superhero today.
Laser Baker said he will be there, and all he needs to complete his ensemble is that cape. He has a shirt emblazoned with a lightning bolt across the front for his laser image.
Now he's not going to look like Syndrome by any chance, is he?
No, he may look more like a wrestler in tights, but we'll go with that. Like a singlet.
Yeah. forward to superhero night. And we hope that David Archibald can be shut him down man today.
Yes.
He's got Bryant, Montero, and Soler coming up for the Cubs.
David was doing something very, I guess odd would be the right word, because I've never seen anybody do this before, but he was doing an exercise in the bullpen today by himself, without a catcher, without a baseball. And I've seen guys down there, you know, going through their motion, working on some mechanics, but he had a stool that he leaned on, then stepped, then followed through, and then caught himself with his right hand. It was something I'd never watched or seen before.
We'll have to ask him about it after the game. And 2 the count for Chris Bryant. Archibald missed high, 1-2 now.
David's had his share of arm trouble, so I'm sure that a lot of it is just conditioning for him. I still have to laugh. I know we've talked about this a lot. Maybe everybody's tired of it, so I'll stop after this. But from center field, when you look in at that area in front of home plate, it looks like a rodeo ground. It looks like horses have been trotting through there or bucking broncos.
Ripped and over the Cubs bullpen.
This guy does a good job of keeping his bat in the zone even when he's fooled. Top hand will come off the bat. We've seen him hook a ball over third base on an off-speed pitch that he was fooled on.
Well, maybe he'll be the next great Cub third baseman. Homegrown, that is, following Ron Santo. He's off to an excellent start in his rookie year. 32 two-out RBIs, 3 hit streaks of 12 games or more. He's reached base 43 of 50 games. He's gotten on a couple of times today. That'll rattle around to maybe camera well beyond the Cubs dugout. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Seven pitches, 5 foul balls off the bat of the Las Vegas, Nevada native, Chris Bryant. Center. Maben back, still going, backpedaling to the ivy. It's gone. A 2-homer day for Chris Bryant. Hit it high. Watch it fly.
Great bat speed, but a similar swing. Let's see if his top hand comes off the bat on that one. It did, but not until after the point of contact. High fastball, launched it, and got it in the breeze. You're right, Chip. Cameron thought he had it, thought he had it, thought he had it. Kept pushing him back and ran out of room.
9-2 Chicago, and Montero is the batter.
5 homers on the day.
This has been the dynamic duo for the Cubs today. 7 plate appearances. Bryant and Montero have reached 7 times, and they've combined to hit 3 homers. And they've knocked in 6 runs. 5 home runs matches the Cubs season high. They also hit 5 homers against the Brewers on August 13th.
Here? Well, of course it was here. They've been here for a month and a half.
Right. Exactly. That is a foul ball. Foul ball. Montero with a long look at Doug Eddings.
I actually thought the ball hit the bag.
I did too. The Cubs team record for most homers in a game is 7. They did it in 1967 against the Mets. They've done it twice to the Padres in 1970 and 1977. Fly ball. Maven on the run is going to have room to catch that one. 1 out.
Chris Bryant's had a good day, no doubt about that. He has 4 plate appearances, on base 4 times, has scored 4 runs, and driven in 3. As advertised.
Just think, and again, we won't know how it works out until the season is complete, the playoff run is over. But just think if the Cubs had added Cole Hamels to this offense with Arrieta at the top. How about that potential 1-2 combo? That would have been frightening to think about.
Well, the one they got, John Lester, they're supposed to be the same thing. Basically, when they got him in the offseason, they won the sweepstakes. Lefty-righty combination of Lester and Arrieta.
It's been Arrieta who's turned out to be the staff ace, not John Lester. Swing and a miss. Soler is down on strikes. 2 are out.
And Lester hasn't been awful. He just hasn't been dominating. He's 8-9. With a 3.5 ERA, 252 batting average against him, and 153 strikeouts and 148 innings, so more than 1 per inning.
I think a big concern for John Lester as the Cubs contemplate a playoff race is if they face a team that can run. How does Lester stop that? He does not like to throw to first base. Teams almost seemingly run at will against him when they get runners at first.
He's got the yips thrown over there, doesn't he?
0-2 the count. Albert Hamels threw his no-hitter against the Cubs and was promptly traded before his next start. There was talk the Cubs were after him. That's a good point. Wouldn't have been something if Hamels had no-hit the Cubs and then joined them.
Well, I mean, I'm more impressed with his no-hitter now, I'll say that.
Yeah, that's a very good point. Oh, 0-2 for Hamill. That's up and away. Trying to let him go with a big lead. 9-2. He's used his bullpen a lot. Got the Indians here next. Told on the day that Hamels pitched, it was hat day, first of all, but secondly, the wind was blowing in, which was any pitcher here. How about Hamill putting up a fight here? 1-2. Washington leads Milwaukee 9-5 in the bottom of the 8th inning. Arizona shut out Cincinnati today 4-0. The Mets have scored first in Colorado. They lead 1-0. A lot of folks around baseball who picked the Nationals to walk away with the East are starting to whisper now that even if they get Denard Span back and even if they pick up their pace of play, they don't know if they're going to catch the Mets. They're separated by 5 games at the top of the division.
Well, there's time, and they've got games left with the Mets. They just got to play better.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Hamill with 5 foul balls in this sequence has worked a full count. And we'll see a 10th pitch to the pitcher. Another foul. Matt Harvey was supposed to start today for the Mets. They'll use a kid named Verrett to give Harvey an extra day of rest. David Hale's pitching for the Rockies today. David Wright expected to be activated Monday for New York. And swing and miss. Finally retires the side. Chris Bryant, a wind-blown homer to straightaway center. His second of the day, 19th of the year, makes it 9-2 Chicago. Rookie sensation Chris Bryant, who has 19 long balls so far this year, and as Joe aptly pointed out, he didn't start with the Cubs on opening day.
It's been everything we heard about the guy. I know he didn't have a good series in Atlanta, but he's made up for it here in this series. And now his MLB rookie ranks first in RBIs, first in extra base hits, second in home runs, probably because of that short length of time he's been here, but he's closing in on that lead as well.
Jonathan Herrera is checked into play second base for Chicago, and Yuri Perez will pinch hit as the Braves start the 7th inning. 9-2 Cubs in game 4. Swing and miss. Now the big crowd just shy of 40,000 at Wrigley today, 39,581.
Hamill's still throwing hard, 93. He's only walked 1, 8 strikeouts.
A roller foul, 1 ball, 2 strikes for Perez.
11 is his season high in strikeouts. He did that at Miami against the Marlins. That was his career high as well.
So the seat sits still. 1-2. Check swing. And no swing. 2-2. "11 straight games for the Cubs without a starter going at least 7 innings. Hamill would like to take care of that here with a big lead. And a line drive speared by Herrera. Ball finds you when you check in, doesn't it? Nice leaping grab to take care of Yuri Perez. And that's going to be apparently the last pitch. So as soon as we mention it, Hamill's going to come out of the game after 6 1/3 innings. He was terrific, but he also got a terrific lead from his offense. He led this thing big before the end of the 3rd. Braves fans, spend your weekends at Turner Field with great upcoming weekend matchups against the Yankees, Mets, and Cardinals, along with Friday night fireworks and kids run the bases every Sunday. The weekend's a perfect time to catch a game. Visit Braves.com/tickets today to plan your visit to Turner Field. It's been a perfect weekend for the Cubs, trying to sweep the Braves in a 4-game set. Clayton Richard has been perfect, 3-0, and today enters his 9th game.
And he was perfect yesterday. I think he threw about 7 or 8 pitches. Went 1-2-3, 1-2-3 through Freeman, Krasinski, and Garcia.
That's way outside. And Nick Markakis has an even count. High hopper. Herrera another chance. 2 out. Maven scored a run today.
Cameron only has 2 hits in this 4-game series, but that doesn't account for a couple of extra base hits that he was robbed of by Dexter Fowler.
Bouncer up the middle. Who wants this one? It's Herrera. As Castro cut in front of him, and that's an infield hit for Maben.
That ball kind of found Herrera. He got screened by Castro, who cut in front of him. So Herrera just put his glove down there, and it went right in. No chance, of course, to get Cameron.
Brings Freddie Freeman to the plate. He's been hit by a pitch, he's walked, and has been stranded twice. That's fouled straight back. 0-1. Cardinals got 4 in the first in San Diego. The Padres have beaten up on St. Louis in the first 2 games of that series. Padres have won 6 of 7 games, won 9-3, took that back, won 8-0 last night. Controversial game, some disagreement with the strike zone out in San Diego. Cardinals were struck out 16 times in the game.
Missing some players. Those 4 runs today were off Ray, the guy the Braves saw in the first game of the series.
Colin Ray. Cardinals want to put the first score on the board as the Pirates play in the Sunday night game at home against the Giants. Pittsburgh 3.5 back, and Freeman hit a second time. Freeman was hit on the knee in the first inning. This one off the right side. And with 2 outs, it brings up Swisher, who's had a good series and a good day again today. 2 homers yesterday, 2 singles, and an RBI today. Swisher's homers yesterday, 1 left-handed, 1 right-handed. Base hit to right by Swisher. Made it around third. Soler loads up. His throw to the plate is up the line. Freeman to third. The Braves make it a 9-3 game. Nick Swisher with 3 hits, 2 RBIs today.
And doing a lot of damage, just taking the ball where it's pitched. Nice stroke. Nice short, easy stroke.
Your score. Here's Garcia. He's got a double today. And a strike. Herrera at second. He'll make the pickup and peg to first, and that'll end the inning. Braves pick up a run on 2 hits. 7th inning stretch in Chicago. It's now 9-3 Cubs.
Fox Sports celebrates 50 years of the Atlanta Braves.
Hey. Nick Swisher in the cleanup spot has had a good day. 3 hits, 2 RBIs, and also our AT&T Uverse trivia question subject. 3 career homers at Wrigley Field. Name the man that has the most homers by a visiting player at Chicago's ballpark over the last 10 years.
I said Pujols. I'm going to change it to Ryan Braun.
That's a great answer. A lot of games against the Central. I'll say Matt Holliday. It's Carlos Lee.
Astros used to be in the division.
And the White Sox.
And the White Sox.
So Carlos Lee, 16 of them. I should have asked AJ the answer to that. He would have known. As Matt Marksberry is the 4th Atlanta pitcher today. Every single man who's pitched for Atlanta has given up at least 1 run so far. Little tapper. He has got it. Can't get the handle. And Starlin Castro's first at bat of success. He's got an infield hit.
Marksberry pitched here yesterday and gave up a home run to Russell. That proved to be pivotal. He struck out 4 guys.
Fowler bats right-handed, takes the ball low. National League Finals, Arizona beat the Reds 4-0. Washington held off Milwaukee 9-5 today. Dodgers are in a dogfight in Houston. They lead 2-1. That's headed to the 9th. Bouncing ball to short. Siriaco's got it. 1 there. And laid at first. Schwarber's first hit of the series, a 2nd inning homer. Cubs have now hit 51 homers since the All-Star break, 28 in their last 11 games. Since August 4th, averaging, including today's play, over 6 runs a game. They've scored 5 runs or more now 15 times since that date.
Schwarber signed last year out of Indiana, as you said earlier. 4th pick in the draft. They sent him to Boise, Class A. He went 12 for 20. That's a 600 average with 4 homers. They sent him up right away to Kane County A-ball, the next level up. 83 at bats there, 4 more homers. He had 361. I said, okay, well, he's too good for this league. So they sent him to Daytona and advanced Florida State League. 159 at bats there. He had 10 homers and hit 302. So last year, in his first year at 3 different stops, he had 344 with 18 homers and 53 driven in. I'd say they kind of had an idea they picked right.
Right. The question was, where could he play?
Yeah.
Right? Can he catch? Can he play the outfield well enough to justify keeping his bat in the lineup, or vice versa?
We haven't seen him really tested in left field in this series, but and he did do some of that too. Struck out 57 times in 262 at bats.
Second out, earned by Marksberry. Brings up Herrera. Swing and a miss. With a big lead, they were swinging early in the count. When the game was close, they were swinging early in the count. Fly ball right. Markakis in the bright sunshine has to backpedal and makes the play. And off we go to inning number 8. new movie No Escape in theaters everywhere Wednesday. Joe and Chip with you from Chicago. There are your unhappy totals to this point. We get you set for the 8th inning. Let's get you set for some names you might see come September 1 for the Braves. Most notably, Joe, Christian Bethancourt.
He had a 4-hit night last night. His average up to 342 over the last month. Malik Smith has really made a great adjustment since being moved up to AAA. Started slow, but good numbers for him. Greg Smith has pitched lights out his last 5 starts, and Kaneko Teixeira since the All-Star break, 6-0. How about that?
His work, are you pronouncing his name right?
The latter.
That was impressive. As Jason Mott is on to pitch, Denorfia is in the game to play right for the Cubs. He replaces Jorge Soler. Jace Peterson leads off for the Braves. They've been out hit 10-8 today. A shot to left. And there's out number 1. Look at Mott. 8 wins in relief. I think the Cubs have 28 relief wins. I think that was what we were told yesterday.
Yeah.
Very impressive.
Got to be a vulture sometimes. Be in the right place at the right time.
It's actually 29 wins by the Cubs relief corps. This one on the hands of Jason Hamill, who looked very good over his 6 1/3 innings. Of course, he led 7-0 after 3. Didn't have to sweat much today. Ground ball, second base. He's got it. And there's out number 2. Every Thursday home game at Turner Field is college night. The next one's coming up Thursday, September 10th. It's Julio Teheran bobblehead night. Tickets are $20 with $10 of added value included. And you can sit in the new college section. Students also get to run the bases after the game. Yeah, you heard that right. Students run the bases after every Thursday home game at Turner Field. Don't miss out on these special nights. Space is limited. Go to Braves.com/college now. Good day for Ryan Lavarnway. Single, a homer. He struck out in his 3rd appearance at the plate. Popped up. Rizzo gives chase. It's pushed back to the 3rd row, but not far enough.
Well, you could just see that ball once it got above the roof line. Just start to peel back.
Needs a strike. It's 1-2.
Got to be greedy if you're Lavarnway. Got 2, you got to want 3. Big swing. For Ryan, you don't know when your next start will come. AJ's swinging the bat great right now. Needed a breather today, and Ryan has really filled in beautifully.
Yeah, he's been a very pleasant surprise for the ball club since coming up from Gwinnett. In the air to right. Denorfia battles the sun and the wind and nears the wall and makes the play. It's tough play on a windy day in Chicago, and the Braves are done in the 8th. 3 today. Fans watch every out-of-market game live or on demand in true HD on over 400 mobile and connected devices with MLB.TV Premium. Real-time highlights, live look-ins, pitch tracking widgets, and more every night on every device. Blackout and other restrictions apply. Go to MLB.TV for details. It's been a tough weekend in Chicago. The Cubs trying to sweep away the Braves today. Arodys Vizcaino hasn't had a chance to get much work on the road trip. He'll get some now as he'll face the middle of the order for Chicago.
I'm looking at his recent work. I thought he pitched on this road trip. This is showing that he has not.
Yeah, he had one outing.
I thought he did too.
I think it was in San Diego. I think it was the last game of the trip in San Diego. Let me check for you. Wow, he's not pitched. He got up, but didn't get in the game.
That's right. In a game where the Braves looked like they might have a chance to tie or go ahead. He's not pitched since the 16th against Arizona.
Major difference for Vizcaino has been command. And Roger McDowell talked about that, I think, in an article with Mark Bowman. Arodys is beginning to understand that you don't have to throw 100 miles with every pitch. What good is that if you can't command it? Why not throw 95 to 98 with command and get people out? Radar gun will take care of itself.
Yeah, he's only walked one in his last 5 outings. But when you haven't pitched in a week, it's kind of hard to maintain that command.
So he's been a bright spot in the bullpen for the Braves. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And Rizzo rolls over. Freeman's got it. He'll take it to the bag. 1 out. So Rizzo's day ends 1 for 4 with a couple of runs. Here's the man, though, that's had the biggest day for Chicago, Chris Bryant, a 2-homer day. He scored 4 times. This is a fun matchup. Power and power.
Braves got Arodys back from the Cubs for Tommy La Stella, who is in AAA with Chicago.
I believe it was knee problems that caused Tommy some time on the DL. Now he's rehabbing with their Iowa farm club. Last report, he's hitting well over 300 for the Iowa Cubs.
Yeah, it was 5 games, 6 games, I think, since he came back.
Knee-high strike and a butte. 0-2. And Bryant is down on the breaking ball.
How about that pitch?
That ends his perfect day. Vizcaino looks very sharp for not having pitched in a week.
Late breaking, perfect spot. And I know Bryant strikes out a lot, but he hasn't today. He's been on it today, and make him look that bad. That had to be a terrific breaking ball, and it was.
2 walks, a fly out, and a 3-run homer for Miguel Montero,
who has caught every inning of this series.
Fly ball down the left field line. That's near the bullpen, and Swisher couldn't get there. And was pushing that back into the field of play. Long run, though, for Nick. And old pal James Russell is loosening for Chicago.
Montero is on the disabled list with a bruised left thumb.
Nice catch. One ball, 2 strikes. Got the Rockies at home tomorrow night. 3 night games. Turner Field. An off day this coming Thursday. Then the Yankees are in town for 3. Then the Marlins. 9 games in 10 days for the Braves. Seems like forever we've had a stretch of extended play at Turner Field.
It was end of April, beginning of May.
Montero walks for the 3rd time. And saw 30 pitches in his 5 trips to the plate. Here's DeNorfia. That's bounced. Foul at 3rd. Strike 1. Toronto's in LA playing the Angels today. Toronto scored a 1st inning run. Angels came back with 5. Then Toronto with 5 unanswered runs. It's 6-5 after 3 down on Anaheim. Astros are batting in the 9th, down 2-1 to the Dodgers. Swing and a miss by Chris DeNorfia. St. Louis 4, Padres 1 in the 3rd inning. Mets 3-0 over the Rockies. Washington already won today, as did Arizona. Diamondbacks won't go away out west. They're now 62 and 61. They've won 4 straight games. Two. David Ross is on deck. And a base hit by DeNorfia. That's a well-earned hit. 1st and 2nd with 2 outs.
David got an at-bat earlier in the series and had a base hit.
Get in a bat today because he'll be in the lineup here tomorrow. John Lester will face Corey Kluber. How about that matchup? Not bad for a makeup game.
Yeah.
And then right after that game, the Cubs will fly to the West Coast. Downstairs, 1 ball, no strikes. Rhodey's got the first 2 outs pretty easily, but a walk and a single has him in some trouble here in the 8th. Cubs have outscored the Braves in the series 30-14. They've out-homered the Braves 12-3. That's your 4-game set in a nutshell for Joe Maddon's club. Whistler started, gave up 7 runs in 2 2/3.
Second pitch of the ball game was hit out of the park, and Cubs looked like they just lined up then to start swinging from their heels. Bryant, a 2-run homer in the same inning.
This was on the first pitch.
Schwarber, a home run in the second. 3-run homer by Montero in the third. be too fine. Hasn't been out there in a week. Got 2 quick outs, and now all of a sudden can't find that spot.
Brewers have not had a 1-2-3 inning today. Chicago pen will do it again.
David's always been a good fastball hitter. Even the older he gets, he still can turn on that fastball, especially up in the zone.
Not that time, though. And that'll send us to inning number 9. Vizcaíno was scoreless 8th. 9-3 Chicago. Tehran bobblehead night. That's September 10th when the Braves take on the Mets. The first 20,000 guests at Turner Field get a bobblehead featuring the Braves right-handed pitcher, featured by Grady Hospital. Get your tickets today visiting braves.com/tickets.
You can see where the likeness. James Russell out there. The Braves, you might remember, acquired him last year. He pitched to the end of the season, was in spring training with the Braves this year, but got released. The Cubs re-signed him, and his ERA is inflated because of a rough outing he had his last time out against Detroit 4 days ago. An inning and 2/3, 5 runs, all earned.
Johnny Gomes grabs bat. He'll lead off the 9th. Cubs have a defensive shift on for Johnny Gomes. 3 defenders between the second base bag and third base.
How about this for Russell? On May 19th against San Diego, he made his 324th appearance for the Cubs, and that passed Willie Hernandez for the most by a left-hander in franchise history.
Huh. Would have guessed that.
Coach Sherwin-Williams painting the corners in there to show you the location of all the pitches.
Johnny Gomes played for Joe Madden for 3 seasons. 06, 07, and 08. In Tampa Bay, those were Joe Madden's first 3 big league managerial years. The first 3 full years for Johnny Gomes in the show. He's down on strikes to start the ninth. 1 down.
We get backdoor pitch.
Nick Markakis, the batter. 1 for 4 day. Remember, James Russell started the final game of the year last year for the Braves. Pitched pretty well, if memory serves. In Chicago, and a strike to Nick. 1-1 to count. To second. Kicked, recovered, and still in time.
Oh, it was hit hard enough that it gave Herrera time to corral it.
Cameron Maybin, the batter. And to say that everything in this series has gone the Cubs' way would be a gross understatement. They've made it happen.
Well, they're 1 strike away from winning their 19th of their last 23 games with 40 homers.
A strike away from a 16-4 August. Talk about getting hot at the right time. They keep up this pace. Don't count them out, passing the Pirates or the Cardinals.
It'll be interesting to see how they play on the road out west now.
Cubs are 8 games over 500 on the road. They're 14-9 this year against the West. This one's popped up. Who wants it? Look at the wind play tricks with it. Herrera says he's got it, and he does. And the Cubs have swept the Braves in a 4-game series for the first time since 1968. I wonder how many of these Cubs were even born back then. 9-3 your final today. Chicago hits 5 home runs. And the Cubs wrap up an 0-7 road trip. They were outscored here in Chicago 30-14 and were out-homered 12-3 as well. Can't wait to get home. 9-3 the final from Wrigley. We'll recap it for you in a minute.